Maxwell's equations. These equations have to be memorized by every physicist in grad school. You cannot get your PhD without memorizing these equations. Every engineer who deals with radar and radio has to memorize these equations. And so, if you go to Berkeley, where I got my PhD, you can buy a t-shirt which says, "In the beginning, God said, the four-dimensional divergence of an antisymmetric second-rank tensor equals 0, and there was light." Ladies and gentlemen, this is the equation for light. Law. A moving wire in a magnetic field has its electrons pushed, creating an electrical current. That simple idea unleashed the electric revolution. And that's why we have hydroelectric generators, dams that can produce enormous amounts of power. That's why people build nuclear power plants. That's why we have electricity in this room right now. On a very small scale, you use that in your bicycle. When you put a bicycle lamp on your bicycle, the turning of the wheel spins a magnet. The magnet then pushes electrons in a wire, and that's why electricity lights up in your bicycle lamp. So in other words, electricity and magnetism were unified into a single force. We once thought that electricity and magnetism were separate. Now we know they are, in fact, the same force. So if a moving magnet can create an electric field, this means that a moving electric field can create a magnetic field. But if they can create each other, why can't they oscillate and create a wave? So that moving electric fields create magnetic fields, create electric fields, create magnetic fields, infinitum, to create a wave. Well, around the time of the American Civil War, a mathematical physicist, James Clerk Maxwell, calculated, using the work of Faraday, the velocity of this wave. In one of the greatest breakthroughs of all time, James Clerk Maxwell calculated the velocity of this wave and found out it was the velocity of light. And then he made this incredible discovery. This is light. That's what light is. It doesn't by accident travel at the speed of electricity. It is light itself. And the equations were written down by James Clerk Maxwell.